When a person commits a violent crime in any country, he is given the death penalty. Hearing the death sentence, even the most hardened criminal's heart trembles. But in today's video, I'm going to tell you about some terrifying death sentences that will make anyone shudder to hear. So let's get started. Number 5. You have all heard of hanging, lethal injection, and electric shock. But have you ever heard of the death van? Well, the death van is actually the name of a vehicle, which is located in China. This van is used for criminals who have been sentenced to death by the court. You may all think that this vehicle is used to take the criminal to the place of execution, but that is not the case. You will be surprised to know that this van is an execution van, in which the criminal is executed. A stretcher is installed inside this vehicle and 2 doctors are present there. First, the officials lay the criminal on the stretcher and tie him well with belts so that he cannot move. Then the doctors give him a poisonous injection, due to which he dies within a few minutes. Not only that, when this painful death of the criminal occurs, the officials burn his body. And when the body turns to ashes, his family is informed that the criminal has died. Well, this execution method is really very scary. What do you think? Tell us in the comments. Number 4. Saudi Arabia's name comes at the top of the list when it comes to punishing criminals. About 200 people are executed in this country every year. Even today, there are many places in Saudi Arabia where Islamic punishment is given. If a person steals, his hand is cut off. And if someone kills someone, he is punished with death instead of killing. Not only that, but the method of punishment is also very horrific. Hearing this, not only the criminals but also the common people's souls tremble. Usually, prisoners are sentenced to death in different countries, but in Saudi Arabia, the matter is different. Here, there are 3 methods of punishing criminals. Either he is shot dead directly, or he is tied with a rope and stoned to death and the stoning continues until he dies. Also, the third and most horrific method is beheading the criminal. And all these 3 types of executions are carried out in full public view, so that people can learn a lesson and no one dares to commit a crime like murder. Imagine for a moment what state the people in front of whom a criminal is beheaded fall into after seeing this scene. Anyway, after seeing this horrific scene, anyone will lose the courage to commit a crime. Number 3. In most countries of the world, killing someone is punishable by death. But if we talk about Somalia, then it is one of the few countries in the world where killing someone is not only punished by death, but the method of execution is also so horrific that the hairs on the body stand on end. According to Somali law, if a person kills someone or commits any such major crime, he has no right to live. First, he is imprisoned, and when the decision on his death sentence is final, a big public meeting is held in the middle of the city. Thousands of people are present at this meeting and the criminal is sentenced to death in front of their eyes. Not only that, this death penalty can be of 3 types. Either the murderer is hanged by a noose in front of everyone, or the police officers tie him up and shoot him in the body. They keep shooting him until he dies. But an even more terrifying method is to tie the criminal up with ropes and throw stones at him. The stoning continues until he dies. Until the criminal dies, he continues to suffer and stones continue to fall on him. Finally, unable to bear the pressure of the blow, he dies. Sometimes this whole process takes hours and hours and the person has to endure the agony of death for hours. However, this scene is truly horrific. Number 2. Japan is different from the rest of the world when it comes to the death penalty. Usually, when a criminal is sentenced to death, the judge announces in front of everyone in court that he will be hanged on such and such a day, at such and such a time. But that doesn't happen in Japan. In this country, after the criminal is sentenced to death, he is kept in a dark prison cell. He is not told when he will be hanged, and he does not even know how much time he has left. He even lies in that prison cell for many, many years and does not know when he will die. In 1969, a Japanese man, Iwa Hakamata, was sentenced to death by the court, but he spent 45 years in prison and was finally released in 2014 because he was innocent. This is done so that the prisoner is always in mental pain. This method of execution is so cruel that the criminal waits for his death every day. There is no end to his pain and waiting, and every day he suffers from the thought that today might be the last day of his life. Well, in Japan, criminals are only executed by hanging. There is no lethal injection or any other execution method. This is really very strange. Number 1. You all know that North Korea is one of the most brutal countries in the world and that it is here that the most terrible punishments in the world are given. Well, the person you are looking at is Kang Chacheong and he was a North Korean. He was imprisoned for some crime, but he managed to escape from there and took refuge in South Korea. Kang once told a journalist that when he was in a North Korean prison, Kim Jong-un ordered the execution of 2 people. According to him, when the time came for them to die, the guards took them to a large field inside the prison. First, Their hands were tied and they were made to kneel. Then small, sharp pieces of iron were inserted into their mouths. Even their mouths were filled with iron and blood started coming out of their mouths due to the impact of the iron. They were then shot in front of everyone with aircraft guns and died there. Not only that, but according to Kang's claim, the next day the parents, wives, and children of the two men were also brought to the same field and killed in the same way in front of everyone. However, there is no doubt that there is no worse place to live in this world than North Korea. I hope you liked this video, and if you want to see more informative videos like this, subscribe to the channel and join us on this adventure. See you in the next one, and curiosity never sleeps.